Hello my loves, and on today's video we're going to be making una sopa de bacalao con bola de plátano. So on today's videos we're going to be making codfish soup with plantain balls. So I added olive oil to the bottom of my pot. To that I'm going to add 1 whole head of garlic. I took out my codfish, the bacalao, early this morning and it's been soaking. And I just been rinsing the codfish with clean water throughout the day just to remove most of that salt. Now on medium heat, I'm just gonna cover this maybe for about 5 minutes. I just want the veggies to wilt a little bit before I add my codfish. Here's my codfish, and I'm just gonna lay the codfish in here. Now I'm gonna put the cover on here and I'm gonna allow it to cook on medium heat because I want it to break up. So I'm just gonna allow that for about maybe 30 minutes. The reason that I cover it with the lid is because of all the juices it's actually creating. So we want that because that's our natural bacalao codfish stock. I'm gonna add about a cup of water. And I'm gonna add about, 2 tablespoons of salsa tomate. Now with this, you have to be careful because although I clean the codfish throughout the day, codfish, the bacalao, tends to be salty no matter what. So you don't want to season this until it's about done. When it's about done, then you can see, you can taste the flavor and see if you need seasoning. But for right now, I want to add a little more what I want to cover the bacalao. For right now, just let it do its thing because you don't want your sopa, your soup, to be salty. Cover your pot, but allow it to vent because even before when I had just a bacalao in it, you always want to allow it to vent because it'll start to boil and you don't want it spilling all over your stove. Okay, we're going to take our plantains. So this is 1 plantain that I'm going to chop up into small pieces and throw into our bacalao soup that's cooking, just to give it that extra plantain flavor. Plus it's going to help thicken up the soup a little bit. So I'm going to cut it about there, and I'm just going to do 1. So now we're going to add this to the bacalao still. And now we're going to start cutting the remainder of our plátanos. I'm going to be using maybe about 3. And we're going to grate it. And this little piece like this, I'll just throw it in the soup. Okay, and on to the next. Paul wanted me to add a can of coconut milk. So this is what we have. Now, while the camera was off, I did end up adding 4 cups of water. The first 2 cans was because it was a little salty. Not a lot, just a little. And then the second 2 cups of water was because some of the water had evaporated. So I ended up having to add more water. And I'm going to add another can of coconut milk. As soon as the soup comes to a boil, we're going to start adding our plantain balls. Okay, so these are our plantain balls. If you grab a handful of Platano, of the plantain, and you squeeze it, it's going to form a ball. But you don't want to drop it in the sopa, in your broth, until this is boiling, because it'll fall apart. So I'm just gonna set this one to the side. And I didn't put salt or anything in the plantain balls, okay? Another one. Here's another one. All right, Chacho, this is gonna taste so good. It's like pasteles with bacalao. And then usually if I have any shredded platano, I just throw it in there. You don't want to disturb the platano balls because they'll fall apart on you. Just lay your lid like you had it before and let it vent. And I'll see you guys in a few. So bacalao, platano balls, white rice, aguacate, and I just sprinkled a little bit of the dry cilantro. Enjoy.